What up, ladies and gentlemen? James Gibbs III here, and I am back with another video on how to clean your trumpet. Okay, cleaning the trumpet is something that you don't have to do all the time, but it is a good practice, you know, to clean it at least every other couple of weeks to a month, maybe even 2 months, depending on how often you are playing it or not playing it. And always remember, when you do sit your trumpet down on a table, always have it sit like this with the tuning slides pointing up, you know, because if you lay it the other way, you don't want to dent these tuning slides. All right, so I have my trumpet here, and I'm ready to go. So the first thing that I would normally do is I would start trying to pop these things off. Sometimes these things can be a little difficult to get off. All right, and just start taking everything off. All right, my baby needs to be washed so bad. So let's see, there you go. All right, mouthpiece. Okay, tuning slide. My secondary tuner slide here, my third valve, actually comes with this screw here, so it won't fall off the trumpet. Not all trumpets come with that, so it's a good thing to have and look for when you do buy a trumpet. Okay, all right. Then take these valve caps off. They don't actually have to be in any type of order unless you actually you know, have different type of valve caps on there. So screw these off. They don't have to be in any type of order. Okay, then again, this is not no particular order in taking this stuff off, to be honest with you. All right, just want to take it off. Okay, excuse my ashy hands, I've been working. I'm still working. Alright, okay, so I'll get this out. You don't have to slide out all three like that neither. Okay, so now when you're done, you're pretty much with a shell. Okay, my screw right here, I don't need to take this off. You can just leave it right there. Alright, so put everything here. So I got my first, second, and third valves right here. Okay, alright. And now let's go ahead and give her a wash. Alright, so I'm doing hot water. I mean, you can actually also do like warm water as well. That definitely helps. And also I am going to use a small snake and this brush. Okay, so you can buy a trumpet kit. You can get something like this on Amazon or any other. You can just Google it and just put like trumpet cleaning kits, and they will come with stuff like this. Some of them will come with some more stuff, but you know, this is pretty much the basics. All right, just like to wet this stuff up. Now, the first thing I would normally do when I'm cleaning my trumpet is I will take the snake, and if you could, I can run. The way my sink is built, I can actually run my lead pipe through the water like this, which is a great thing. Okay, not all sinks are like that, you know, but if you don't, just try to, you know, get some water in there the best way you could. And I just take my snake and I go in and I just start scrubbing while I'm pushing it down. So I'm pushing it down and scrubbing at the same time. Then I push it out the other end and see if there's any stuff that needs to come out. Then I'll return it. Okay, clean that off, run the water in there again. All right, then I'll do it for the rest of the slides. as you can see, my this slide doesn't fit underneath in the water, so I'll just try a little trick and guide the water in there a little bit, okay, so I can drip out the valve. Okay, that's just pretty much it. So I washed everything on the inside. Take my little scrub brush here and just go over it a little bit. You don't have to do much though, because by this being raw brass, you know, I don't really have to do much. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna do this a little scrubbing. I normally don't do this again, because this is by this being raw brass. I really don't scrub my trumpet. Now, if my trumpet actually had like a lacquer to it, then yeah, I would definitely do it. But for raw brass, you don't really need to. As you can see with my pad here, I'm not using the rough part. Alright, then I'm just going to rinse her off. Try to get off as much soap as I possibly can with the water. Get in those valves. Matter of fact, let me get in this bell before I forget. As you can see, I got to guide the water in here as well for the bell. Alright, there you go. Make sure it's down the lead pipes again. Get all these pipes going. Okay. Okay. Okay, that one is cool. And as you can see, take the snake out of here. As you can see, the trumpet is actually pretty much clean. All right, and that's pretty much it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this trumpet and I'm actually going to lay it on another towel, and I'm just going to let it sit. All right, as you can see, I cleaned my trumpet. Now it's time to get the accessories going. So again, you're going to use this brush here. Okay, I like to have everything already nice and wet. All right, make sure everything is loosened up. And again, there's no order to do this. All right, so I would take my brush and go into the mouthpiece and just try to make sure it comes out the other end like that. Okay, scrub, rinse, rinse. Okay, take my finger, go in there. You can scrub it with a sponge too. So you can take your sponge, and if you just want to, you know, really clean it or whatever, you know, you can do that as well. Okay, so the mouthpiece is nice and clean. Put it back on the towel and do the same for everything else. So for my tuna slide, I would now for the tuna slides, I would actually like this tuna slide here, I'm going to use my snake again. So I put my snake, and I will just again scrub and push through, because it can come out on the other end. Got some stuff on there, as you can see. Alright, and I'll do it on the other side as well. Alright, do a little shake off, put it back on the towel. Okay, Same with the snake. This can't bend onto the other side, so I'll just scrub and just dump. Put some water in there, just dump it out. Okay, bam. Shake it, put it back. Turn it, slide. I don't need my snake for this, but I'm just being I already got it in my hand. Might as well keep on using it. All right. Done. Yeah, there it is. All right. Now, with these valve caps, you don't really need to do much. Just, again, I got my snake in my hand. You know, you can run your finger in there or whatever. You know, valve caps catch all that stuff from the bottom end, as you can see from when you're playing your trumpet. You know, it gets all of that oil and other residue. So I'm just taking my brush and just kind of scraping that out of there because it looks like it's kind of embedded in there a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty good. Doesn't have to be perfect. You know, just go and just ring it around, let the water get in there. Bam. Alright, again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Alright. Now, the last thing, very important, is cleaning your valves. So grab one, and I like to use this brush for it. So I just take the brush, go in there and just scrub it. Make sure that the water is nice and warm to almost hot, but very warm. And just getting this scrub. You know, be careful. Don't get too excited about it. You know, when you scrubbing these springs right here, definitely be careful. I like to just use the brush and just do it like that. So I don't want to like get in there and mess up these springs. All right. And I'll just do it like that, okay? Run some water in there, okay? You can get the bottom of it too if you need to. It's not really important, but it's all good. Same thing. And then you don't want to keep hitting these little stoppers here, because when you set the trumpet back in, you don't want this to be altered, because it will determine how the trumpet sits, how the valve sits in the trumpet, so it can play. All right. Then I'll take the brush and just really gently just scrape the side of it, just like that. At the bottom. Bam. Shake it. Okay. Back on the towel. That's it. So get that brush in here. Get everything clean. Everything. There it is. Wow, that one's kind of dirty. All right. I haven't cleaned my trumpet in a minute. So and you can actually feel how it actually plays if you're very intuitive to your sound. You know, you can definitely hear how the trumpet starts kind of going against you a little bit, and how the sound gets a little manipulated when it's dirty. I ain't gonna say manipulated, I'll say altered. Okay, at the bottom of this is looking kind of. Alright, let's get that same process. Yeah, there you go. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, done. So I'm pretty much done with cleaning everything. Okay, get the stuff out the way. Alright, so what I would normally do, I would just take a paper towel or a regular towel and just dap everything. Alright, because it's already sitting on a towel. So, you know, being that it's already sitting on there, you don't really have to do much. You know, just dap, you know. These valve caps, you know, you just shake them or whatever. You know, shake them dry. You know, and I'll just dap. Alright. Just keep dapping and dapping, that's it. Alright, don't have to scrub it. Alright. Bam. Alright. You notice I'm not scrubbing at all. I'm just kind of laying it in the paper towel. Alright. And that's pretty much it, really. So now we're going to get everything back in. Okay, now I'm going to bring my trumpet back to shell. Alright. Let me move this camera just a little bit so you can get the whole thing. Alright. Okay. Now what I would do is I would get some type of grease base situation going. So like I'm using like shea butter or cocoa butter, you know, and I just kind of use this. You can use like Vaseline or whatever. And I wouldn't recommend hair grease, but you know, I mean, people do what they do. I've never used hair grease, but you know, I just use the cocoa butter, the shea butter, or something like that, or Vaseline. You know, I always got better results. And so once I put that on there, let me just bring this over, and I would just scrape it along. You know, you don't have to, don't cake it on there. It doesn't, you know, just enough that, you know, you can, it's not as dry, okay? Because you're going to have to clean all that residue off. So I just try to, you know, do what I can to not put it on there in the first place. And then I will just put this back on, okay, like that, boom, okay. See, because when you push this back on, what happens is you're going to get all that residue that's going to kind of leak out of this, all right, and then you have to clean it with a towel and or a paper towel or whatever. So I just try not to do it in the first place. All right, so you're going to take this small valve, and again, there's no particular order to do this, okay. All right, see, as you can see, I got a little bit more in there than I really should. Just wipe it on the towel. Okay, I try to make sure that this is pointing out, okay, and just unloosen this screw a little bit. All right, I got this little rubber washer on there. You don't need it. So if it's not on there, if it falls off while you're cleaning, if your trumpet actually comes with it, then you know it's no big deal. It's just a washer, really, and it really doesn't alter anything. Why is it on there? I don't know, just to kind of keep that connection going, I guess. I don't really know why. I don't really have an answer for you, but it's not necessary. So I'm gonna turn this around. Just gonna put a little something on there. All right, on the other side as well. Bam. Okay, and connect that. Bam. All right, tighten that in there. Okay, as you can see, I'm always laying my trumpet down with the tuning slides pointing up. Okay, all right, so last one. Yeah, scrub that right on there like that. All right, and then do the same thing on the trumpet. Oop. It happens sometimes, it happens. I'm just slide that right on there like that. Bam. That's it. Okay. Alright, there you go. There you go. Alright, I got a little residual on there. I'm just going to take a paper towel and clean it off. As you can see, my trumpet is, you know, it's on its way. As far as the valve caps, you can just throw them on there. You don't have to do anything special. I like to put the valves in last, so you know, because you don't want air. You know, once the valves is exposed to air, and then you put oil on it, depending on how the order and how you put it on, sometimes it won't work because of how air got into the valve. I don't really know the term on it, but I just know it through my experience. That's what happened. That's what would happen to me. So that's why I don't do that anymore. So I just put the valves in last. Okay. So I'm going to now oil my valves. So I'm just going to move this over a little bit. Now, this valve here looks like this is my first valve. So I'll just shake it a little bit. All right, just a little shake, and then I just oil my valves this way. Drip it right down the side here. Put some of that oil right in the valve a little bit. Okay, I use blue juice for my valves. Now remember, when you put these valves in, for my trumpet, I would know by my my lock here. Okay, so the bigger lock is usually in the back, and the smaller lock here is usually in the front, and you can kind of see the gaps in the trumpet. You can't see it from this angle, but if you know, with your trumpet you can see it. So what I do is, when I put the valve in, I start twisting it, and I know it's locked in, okay, because it's not moving, and I keep it down halfway or most of the way, and I would tighten it. All right, and then, man, that's practically perfect. Okay, I think this is my second valve. Yep, this is my second valve. Shake this a little bit, drip it down like that, throw a little bit in there. My smaller brackets in the front. You see, you heard that lock? It's like a snap in place. Then I keep it down halfway while I'm tightening it. Okay. Okay. So, as you can see, it's doing its thing. Same thing for my third valve here. I try to make sure these caps are locked on pretty well. And being I'm in the sink, you know, you can just let this oil just run right in there. Okay, and my smaller thing is in the front. Push this down. Again, not all trumpets are made this way. Some trumpets are slotted very different, unfortunately or fortunately. Okay, and then I put my mouthpiece back on. Okay, and I'm pretty much done. So let me bring my trumpet back over here. So pretty much have my trumpet done. All right, and you take a paper towel or a napkin or something like that, and I'll just kind of go over the valves, the tuner slides, only because I may have some like greasy residue or something on there, like this one right here. I'm just gonna wipe it off. That's pretty much it, really. All right, so you want it nice and slippery, you know, like, so when you playing, you want this to, you know, slide no problem, you know what I mean. You just want this stuff to just kind of just do what it do. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much, and you know, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and you know, let somebody else see this video. You know, if you need to use this as a guide of cleaning your trumpet and getting your trumpet working. You know, again, clean your trumpet at least once a month. You know, get into the practice. I always say oil your valves every other 2-3 days. You know, definitely depending on how much use, so you can get the maximum performance out of your instrument. Okay, so till next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Peace.